Welcome to our weekly Christ in Our Neighborhood conversation where we talk about Sunday's Gospel with Bishop John. Everything you need to do this with family and friends is on the Diocese of Phoenix website at dphx.org in the Christ in Our Neighborhood section. And with that, we welcome back Catherine Mulhern and Bishop. Nice to see you both.
Great to see you.
Yes.
Two of you. Actually, we're all in black.
I know, we just really wanted to look like you this week.
Okay, very good.
So today we're celebrating the dedication of the Lateran Basilica by looking at the Gospel of John, chapter 2, verses 13 through 22. So can you get us started, Bishop?
Of course. Well, Jesus' cleansing of the temple is both passionate and prophetic. He does not condemn the temple itself, but the way it has been misused, turned into a marketplace instead of a house of prayer.
In driving out the merchants, Jesus points to a deeper truth. The true temple is his own body. He is the new and eternal dwelling place of God among us. The destruction of the temple in Jerusalem would come, but in his death and resurrection, a new sanctuary would rise, one not made by human hands, but by the power of the Spirit.
This gospel invites us to see Christ not only as the center of the church, but also as the very heart of worship. His zeal for the Father's house is a call to renewal in our own faith.
So, Bishop, what's this week's question?
Well, what tables in your heart might Jesus need to overturn to make room for true worship? Boy, is that a deep question. But I think for me, that I think he's forever turning over the table for that intentional and deep worship. Just preparing for Mass or getting myself ready for morning prayer, or when I wake up in the morning, I was taught to kneel down once you get out of bed, and sometimes kneeling down, my head is still in the bed as I'm doing that, and I'm praying my initial prayer, but and sometimes my mind is wandering. So I think the way in which the Lord can turn those tables is just to, force me to just go to the quiet, which is disturbing enough. Sometimes it's just like, how, I'm busy, God. You want me to be quiet, but that's a very essential piece of any kind of prayer, and to really get to the heart of what is my day going to be like with the Lord. If I don't quiet myself, it's going to be tough. And just turning the noise off is a way of turning a table.
Absolutely. Yeah. When I saw this question, I was like, wow, this is a doozy, because I definitely have tables that need to be turned and things that need to be cleaned out. And it's interesting because when I first started reflecting on it, it made me feel really stressed and anxious, because I was like, man, I feel like the fact that I have tables means that I've let the Lord down, right? Or I'm failing in some way. But I love the quote from the reflection that says, he does not condemn the temple itself, but the way it has been misused. So it's really beautiful to reflect that the Lord is here to get rid of the things that have been harmful to us, that have hurt us, and just kind of like the merchants, the places of our hearts that have become transactional with him. And so it was really beautiful, because as I kind of went through this process, I was like, oh, Lord, you just flipped a table for me, right? Kind of this lie I thought of like, oh man, I'm in trouble for having tables, to the Lord saying like, that's exactly why I came, to set you free. So it was a cool process.
Yeah. That's amazing. And so for me, I mean, like you, Bishop, it's like going to the quiet, and that's really hard for me. And then also like you, Catherine, like reflecting on that temple and what needs to be, for me, it was like, what needs to be decluttered in that temple in order for me to be more attentive in prayer, to really be able to focus. And what that has looked like is the Lord has been calling me to visit the Adoration Chapel. And, I'm not going for an hour. It's a goal, but like even for 15 minutes. And I have found that like in doing that, it's quiet. And not only is it quiet, but I mean, he's there and he's exposed. Like I can't help but focus on him. And so it's just been about that cleansing out of the space, so that I go to a place where it's just him and it's nothing else. When I'm in my house, even when I'm quiet, it's like, do I need to start the dishwasher? Do I need to wake somebody up? Do I need, and so that's how the Lord has been working in me, is just calling me to go once or twice a week for even 15 minutes. And I know that he'll grow that, because it might have been 15 minutes last week, but maybe it was 30 minutes this week, or maybe I was able to make it an hour one week. And so and then what he's doing in that, and like how I'm using that time, or starting to journal again. And so just the way that he's flipping my table is calling me to a different place, to actually his temple, to come and worship him.
Mm-hmm. I love
that. All right, Bishop, what's this week's task?
Well, visit a church or a chapel this week, not just to attend Mass, but to spend a few quiet moments in prayer, reflecting on Christ as the true temple. Jesus, my dad always said, I'm going to church to pay the Lord a visit. And sometimes just a nice thing to do. As you sit in that sacred space, ask God to show you where he desires to cleanse and renew or rebuild your inner temple.
Wow.
You're already ahead on the task.
Look at me. It's like I did homework in
That's
advance or something. Excellent. Well, challenge accepted, and we'll see you next week.
For more information on Christ in Our Neighborhood and resources to start your own group, visit the Christ in Our Neighborhood section at the Diocese of Phoenix website.